Hi, my name is Franziska. I'm a PhD student at Ruhr University Bochum in Germany, and together with my colleagues Steffen, Leonie, Jonas, Marvin, Angela, Yasemin, and Markus, we looked into privacy and security misconceptions in 12 countries around the world. Internet users face a lot of tips and tricks to stay safe online, even when they are not looking for it. For example, when creating a new user account, in many cases, security tips or requirements for secure passwords are given. Users are also advised to look for HTTPS, to use two-factor authentication, and many other things. But what do the users actually think and know? What concepts or misconceptions of security and privacy do they have? With this study, we want to add to the body of research investigating user understanding. Our aim was a broad overview of participants' misconceptions, if possible, around the whole world. We aimed for participants from all parts of the world, which we unfortunately did not accomplish. As you can see here, we did not, for example, reach participants in South America. We used an online panel provider to reach participants and were thus bound to panel availability. However, the countries we reached account for roughly 42% of the world's population. We surveyed around 1,000 participants per country, representative for age, gender, education, and region. Some quick words on our method. We developed our questionnaire based on workshops and literature review of prior research and refined it multiple times. The questionnaire covers a lot of themes like measures taken to stay safe online, but the heart of our questionnaire are 8 misconception areas. We aimed for a broad coverage of security topics. This is why the misconception areas consist of end-to-end encrypted communication, HTTPS, Wi-Fi, VPN, passwords and login processes, device security, malware, and deception on the internet, and private browsing. For each topic, we had different misconception statements as well as true statements, which we combined into a misconception score. The response format consisted of a 5-point scale ranging from fully disagree to fully agree. Of course, we also did some pilot testing with 100 prolific users and a snowball sample and refined the questionnaire based on recommendations by the pilot users. We then administered the survey between December 2021 and February 2022. Let's dive right into the results. Our main question was how many misconceptions and which misconceptions do users have around the world? In general, we found participants to be rather unsure. For the vast majority of misconceptions, the mean values were in the middle of the scale, showing that participants did not agree nor disagree to misconception statements. This might be a result of us experts overwhelming users with security and privacy suggestions. The users might not know what to believe or think anymore. However, we also found some explicit misconceptions across different countries. This means agreement to misconception statement with a mean value above 4. The one misconception that we found for all countries was that regular password change is important security-wise. This might not be surprising, as users were told to do that for a long time. This shows that once learned concepts are hard to reverse. This is also a hint for us to not leave security to the users, as if we have to change or reverse security suggestions like regular password change. It's really hard to do. Another misconception we found across different countries is that HTTPS is a trust indicator. This can be really harmful for users when they think a website is trustworthy and thus provide login or other sensitive data. We also found confusion between two-factor authentication and encryption, especially for participants from Saudi Arabia and Germany. This confusion was also found by prior research. On the other hand, we also found some well-understood concepts across different countries. This means agreement to correct statements with mean values greater than 4. One concept that was well understood around almost all countries was the risk of shoulder surfing. Another concept that was well understood around many countries was phishing, that links in emails can lead to fake websites to gather login data. This was agreed upon by many participants across countries. We also looked for factors predicting misconceptions, and we did this via a covariance analysis. The misconception scores for each topic, like end-to-end encrypted communication, were the outcome variable, and we used many different predictors. I can only show some predictors here, as the table would be too large to show on this page. I'm just going to highlight some interesting findings. For example, that experiences with cybercrime predicted less belief in misconceptions. On the other hand, seeking information about digital security was a positive predictor for falling for different misconception topics like HTTPS, VPN, or device security. This might also be due to the overwhelming information for users. Also, taking moderate or many measures for digital security was a positive predictor for believing in misconceptions regarding Wi-Fi, while it was a negative predictor for believing in misconceptions for most of the other concepts. We found country of residence to also be a predictor for falling for misconceptions. We found the biggest differences between China, India, and Germany. Germany served as a baseline. This means being Indian or Chinese was a positive predictor for believing in misconceptions compared to the baseline of German participants. We also found greater differences between Western and non-Western countries than between two Western countries. I want to wrap up with some key takeaways. So the question was, do we have a world full of privacy and security misconceptions? And our results indicate, no, not really. Users are really unsure. So for the large part of misconceptions, we found uncertainty. However, some misconceptions, remember the password changing, are prevalent around the whole world. There needs to be more research looking into what influences these misconceptions and then how we can overcome them so users can be safe online. We also found country of residence as the strongest predictor for holding misconceptions, and the differences were greater between Western and non-Western countries. Thus, we concluded it is important to conduct region-specific research and to not use Western countries as a proxy for all users. More research needs to look at different countries. We cannot take Europe or the US as a proxy for all users around the world. Our questionnaire is in the appendix of our paper, so please feel free to use them in your country, especially if you're from a country we did not reach yet. There are more interesting findings in the paper, so make sure to read it. And if you have any questions or comments, come to our CHI presentation or reach out via email. Thank you very much for your attention.